So guys, today I ran into a client. Um, so they were looking at buying a brand new home, which many of you might be interested in doing that. So I just want to give you guys a few tools to help you along the way if you're looking at new construction. So there's a couple things you should consider when you go into a builder's property. You know, a lot of them own their own mortgage company. A lot of them own their own title company. Okay. And some of them even have their own insurance company. So you want to be careful as you're going through this process with a builder that during the transaction, if everyone's owned by the builder, then who's looking out for your best interests? Okay. So also wanted to point out some of the things because one of the things that builders will say is that, hey, if you use our lender, we're going to give you all kinds of incentives. Or if you use our lender, we're going to pay $4,000 of your closing costs. So when you compare apples to apples, I wanted to show you an example of what one of our clients had found from a builder. So take a look at this. I'm going to share my screen with you, turn it around and let you see it. Okay? Right. So the first thing I'd like to point out to you, this is a builder's comparison. So this is a builder lender and this is a competitor, for example, like our company, okay? So one thing I like to do with all our clients is put them side by side so you can see the differences, right? So yes, okay, so the builder's gonna give you, in this case, this example was $4,000 in credits, right? They're gonna pay $4,000 for you on your behalf, right? So you really want to compare apples to apples, side by side comparison. So when we look at the builder's side, you'll see that this is a 4.25 interest rate, right? Okay, compared to the competitor at 3.25. That's a really big deal, right? And then the second thing is because of the higher interest rate, compare, if you will, the monthly payment, 1347, right? And then the payment over here, 1192. This is principal and interest payments, right? So just apples to apples, side by side comparison. You're looking at paying about 100 and let's see, 12, 1347. So 150, $60 more per month for the life of your loan over 30 years. Okay, so you're talking thousands of dollars in difference there. Now, what you also want to compare is the fees because although they do say that although they are giving you some incentives or paying some closing costs for you, look at the fees, okay? So this is what you call fee sheet. So on your fee sheet, you should be able to see right here for the builder. This is some real examples that we see every day, okay? With the builder, you might see a loan origination fee, okay? A loan origination fee. If you see that, they're kind of getting back some of the cost, right? They're kind of getting back some of the costs that they're giving you to buy the home, right? Then you also have processing, underwriting fees right here, right? Then you also have a loan doc prep fee, right? These are all what we consider in the business as junk fees, or, you know, not necessarily junk fees, but they're fees, right? So you are considering that in the overall scenario. So with all these fees, minus the $4,000 from this builder, you're bringing to closing in this scenario $19,000. This is on an FHA loan with 3.5% down, right? Paying all the closing costs and getting the builder's help. Okay. Now look at the competitor at 3.25, right? They have a processing fee, right? But that's it, right? No other charges from that lender. Okay. No additional 1% origination charge, no additional underwriting fees, right? All of these other fees right here. So these are the all third-party fees. These are to the title company, the appraisal company, FHA mortgage insurance premium, right? The attorney, the closing fees. So all these fees you're going to pay no matter what lender you go with, right? Because they're third-party fees and they're going to be the same no matter what. So you really want to try to compare the lender fees with the lender fees, right? So if you notice in this scenario, because they don't have all of the fees that this builder comparison does, if you notice the cash to close, check it out. It's almost the same between the two lenders, okay? But the builder's lender is saying they're giving you $4,000, right? Which they are. But they're also charging you about $4,000 in fees, okay? So you want to be careful. And to top it off, the interest rate's about 1% higher, right? So you really want to be careful. You want to drill down with the builder. You want to make sure they give you a fee worksheet or an estimate, okay? And you want to make sure that they commit to you the interest rate. So in other words, they don't tell you, oh, well, the interest rate will be selected when you're 2 weeks from closing, right? Well, when you're 2 weeks from closing, it's really too late to change lenders at that point in most cases, right? So by that point in the game, you know, who knows what rates have done. So you don't want to wait until you're 2 weeks away before you're locking in your rate or before you're getting what you were promised, right? You want to do that upfront when you're about 30 to 45 days from closing. So one of the things is you want to do is you want to make sure that they commit to you this interest rate by getting what's called a locked loan estimate. It's a loan estimate. It's a legal document. It's federal. And by law, the lender can't change those charges on there unless certain circumstances change on your loan. Let's say, for example, your credit score drops or something like that, then they can change things a little bit. But if you get that in writing from them, the loan estimate, they're held to that all the way through closing. But it's a key thing that it must be a locked interest rate on that loan estimate. Cannot be a floating interest rate. So if you need help looking at that or comparing builders with competitors such as us, we're happy to help. I would love to help you on that. That's what I do all day, every day. And so sometimes what I'll do with my clients is I'll pull it up on the screen just like I'm doing here for you, and we'll walk through it together and we'll see, you know, which deal is really the best deal, right? And so that way we take all the guesswork out of it and we put you back in the driver's seat, and so that you're empowered to make the decision that's going to benefit you the most in the long run. Thank you so much, and hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.